I thank the gentleman for yielding. Mr. Speaker, last year Congress took an important first step. The Cromnibus allowed transit agencies to pursue local hiring. It didn't require them to adopt local hire policies, but it put hiring decisions in the hands of local government officials. And I think my good friend and colleague from California is making the point that transportation is the backbone of this country, and it's certainly we have been the world's leader in infrastructure, in projects like has been described by my colleague. But we need to do more of that. Every now and then, Congress does something in a bipartisan manner, and because of this action, the Department of Transportation established pilot programs that will permit LA Metro to prioritize local hiring on over $2 billion in transit and highway projects. Not just LA Metro, but around the country, local hire is now a policy. This investment will translate into tens of thousands of well-paying jobs for Angelenos, putting these tax dollars back into the communities that paid for the projects. Los Angeles is in the midst of a multi-billion-dollar investment in transit projects that will reduce congestion on our streets and reduce air pollution. Two major projects, I'm fortunate to say, are in my district. One is the Crenshaw Line, which is an 8.5-mile light rail line between Expo Line on Exposition Boulevard and the Green Line. It will serve the Crenshaw District, Inglewood, Westchester, Los Angeles International Airport, and surrounding communities. Another project is the Purple Line that will provide a high-capacity, high-speed, dependable alternative for those traveling between communities such as Miracle Mile, Beverly Hills, Century City, and Westwood. Angelenos have repeatedly voted to raise local taxes to help build these local transportation projects, but LA Metro had not been allowed to prioritize hiring local workers. In LA, it is crucial that we adopt local hiring policies. Los Angeles unemployment remains higher than the national average, and people living in South Los Angeles who are directly impacted by the transit projects I mentioned are facing some of the highest unemployment rates in the state. Their tax dollars are paying the vast majority of these projects. Their businesses and homes are being the most impacted by the construction, but they don't benefit from the thousands of jobs that these transit projects will create. While I was back in my district last week, I heard numerous commercials on how Crenshaw Boulevard, a major thoroughfare through South Los Angeles, will be closed for several days because of the light rail construction. This closure is directly impacting businesses trying every day to provide goods and services to the people who live there, as well as the residents who call South Los Angeles home. This closure is difficult, but ensuring that these transit dollars will bring well-paying jobs is one way to alleviate the temporary pain from construction. We have done the right thing and allowed transit agencies to have control over local hiring practices. This will bring high-quality jobs to the areas most impacted by the disruption of transit construction. Democrats and Republicans can often disagree, but on this area, we're on the same page. More local control to transit agencies will mean they can build light rail and subway projects that will last for generations, while ensuring that people who need jobs today will be the first in line for the jobs these projects create today. This is an example of bipartisanship. My colleagues that are here today talking about the Grow America Act, this is a first step. It's positive, but we obviously need to do so much more. And the example of the projects that you've given is where we need to go next. Thank you, and I yield back.